Hey Total Beauties, it's Mary here, and I'm here with Benefit's global brow expert, Jared Bailey.
That's me.
That's him, and the holidays, believe it or not, they're right around the corner.
I know.
It's crazy, and among all the other things you have to do, like shopping, etc.,
Yep.
you gotta get these looking good, because
Exactly.
you're gonna see family, friends, and I think 2016 has been undeniably year of the brow.
100%.
Yeah.
You're totally right. And you want to make that Thanksgiving newsletter. You know, that's when all the families start writing their newsletter. If you want to make it, you got to have beautiful brows. So, with that, we're going to do a transformation.
Yes, we're going to
Yeah.
do a couple of brow
Yeah.
transformations, starting with my scrawny little brows. So please tell me, what can you do for me?
So what we're going to do, we're going to start out really natural, okay? So if maybe you're a girl who wants to add like a little bit of color, a little bit more emphasis on the eyes, then what we're going to do is we're going to fill it in really naturally. We're going to use goof-proof brow pencil, okay? So what this is a fast-filling shaping pencil. So you can see it has this little teardrop tip, and it actually makes filling in the brow super fast because it has that wide base at the bottom, and you're going to use that to fill, and then that little bitty narrow tip, and you're going to use that for definition.
Gotcha. So you're going to use the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. It's done for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tell you first what shade I'm using. I'm going to use a shade 4. Because, you know, you want to go with light, medium, or deep. So that's the kind of way our range is set up. We have 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 deeps. But I'm going with the shade 4 because I want to mimic the deepest, like, tone of your hair to make it look really natural. Now, to start, I'll go ahead and I'll do it on this brow. So what you want to do is just go to that base of the brow, and you just want to start pushing that product upward. And you can see, it literally glides right on. So you're just going to make these short little strokes, and you're going to go in the direction of your hair growth. Now, Mary told me earlier she has missed her appointment for the brow bar. She hasn't quite gone yet. So you can see there's little hairs down here that kind of don't belong. So when we're filling it in, what you want to do is really avoid those areas with your pencil. Because if you color over it, you're just going to have one big block of brow. So I'm going to avoid that, and you can go in with a little concealer if you wanted to and kind of mask those, or you could do what I'm doing, just avoiding it. And now I'm going to take a little blending tool, because this looks a little matte. Like you can see it, like it's wax pencil, so the formula will literally sit on the skin. That's why we attached a spoolie. So we're going to take the spoolie and we're going to soften it up. And then you can see like this little matted area here, we're just going to blend it. And see how soft and gentle, like you just go right into it, pat it away, and it really creates this nice wash of color across the brow. So you can see the difference of before to after. Ooh. Now, this is just like filling and putting it on the skin, right? So that was a quick, easy way to fill it. But think about this, Mary. If you want your brows to look nice and full for the holidays, right? What do you do when you want your hair to look full?
Just zhuzh it, add some volumizer.
Volume. That is key. When you want like any hair to look full, you add volume. You even do it to your lashes if you think about it. You throw on a volumizing mascara. You do all sorts of things. So if you want your brows to look full, add volume to your brows.
Makes sense.
Right?
So you're going to spray some volumizer in here? And
sort of. Not really. We're going to use Gimme Brow. Now, what this is, see? Yeah. So it actually is a volumizing fiber gel. There's a ton of gels out there, but what's so unique about this one is there's these tiny little microfibers inside, and they actually mimic the look of real hair. So it adds believable volume to your brows. Now, this is simple. I know it sounds complicated, but if you can brush your hair, you can apply Gimme Brow. Yeah. So what you're going to do is I'm just going to take this little micro wand, and I'm literally going to go in, and I'm just going to start to brush that hair upward. Now, where the hair is a bit more fine at the end, I'm actually going to take it and stipple it onto the skin, because this is hairs to the skin and to that hair. And you can see it gives it that nice buildable volume. And it's believable. That's the trick. You want it to be like a believable, look at that. She's gorge. Oh. It really is that simple. Now, if you have any questions about what we're using or how we're filling it in, go ahead. Feel free to comment down below. So
you can use this on the whole brow, not just, from like tail to tail.
Yeah, you can actually use this alone if you wanted to. If this is the thing. Like if you just take a look and like you really wanted to build volume, you can actually take it and just go all the way from the start to the end of the brow. Or if you really want to bulk it up, think about this. You tease your hair to add volume. You can actually tease your brows. So you could start at the end and just work your way towards the start, and it kind of gives it that weird rough texture. But then you go back and you set it. So you're teasing it and adding volume like that. But I'm going to go back in now with Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and I'm just going to take this, and I'm literally just going to make those short little strokes through those brow hairs. And you can see this is really like what's unique about this formula that you won't really find with any other pencil out there is that the formula is actually activated by the oils in your hair. So you're getting two different types of color payoff here. You're going to get a color payoff on the hair, and you're going to get a different color on the skin, which is actually going to create natural dimension in the brow and make it look super, super natural. Now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to blend it. So, you know, I always say like all makeup, even like brow makeup looks better when it's blended. So don't feel like when you're filling in your brows that you're overdoing it, because you can really go in and just soften it up really easily with just that blending like spoolie tool on the end of your brush.
And that's going to be kind of evenly distributing it and
Yeah.
taking some extra color.
Yeah. Now it creates like that nice wash of color. Now I'm going to go back in with Gimme Brow, and I'm just going to do exactly what I did on the other side. And I'm just going to push this through all the way to the end.
And with the Gimme Brow, are you also using like a deep color? Are you matching that darkest hue in my hair?
Yeah,
for that
so
as well?
with Gimme Brow, it comes in 3 shades basically. It comes in a light, a medium, and a deep. And so what I'm using is that medium color. Now, what's great about it, the way the gel actually works, is that with gel, you actually get... it has a different viscosity. It's not like mascara where it's coating every hair. It's pretty forgiving. So really you can use any shade. Like if you want to kind of lighten the look of your brows, you could go in with Gimme Brow in shade number 1 and really lighten it up, the look. If you want to be a bit more dramatic, go a shade deeper. So if you wanted to add a little drama for the holidays.
There's already enough drama.
I know. If your family's anything like mine, she's exactly right. Now, if you wanted to add drama, you can go a shade deeper in Gimme Brow. Because again, it's that viscosity of that formula. It's not going to coat the hairs to cover it up. It's actually going to make it to where it's very, very natural. I want to show you. You haven't seen it yet.
I'm so excited. Love.
Right?
They're so natural, but much fuller and much more defined than my normal brows.
These are going to be brows that literally, like, your aunts that always pick at you aren't going to pick at you for. They're going to be like, there's something different.
My aunts are probably watching this right now.
Oh, if you are,
And they
feel
do
free to
not make-
comment below and let us know how beautiful your niece's brows look, okay?
Can you name
Fabulous.
the products again?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You use?
So what we did is like first we actually went in and we shaped with Goof Proof Brow Pencil. Now this is like a fast filling and shaping pencil, and it's really unique because of that custom teardrop design and the applicator. And it has that wide base to really fill in, and then you have that narrow tip to add definition. So if you like have a weaker arch or you want more structure, you can do that. And then for volume, we added Gimme Brow. This was like a beauty revolution. What was so great about it is that it has those tiny little microfibers inside, and that actually mimics the look of real hair. So you can wear this on top of your favorite pencil or powder, or you can wear it alone.
This is my like brows on the go.
Yeah.
'Cause I am in
For
a
sure.
hurry in the morning, and that's just like easy.
This is like a desert island product for me. Like if I was going on that show Naked and Afraid or something like that, I would take
Naked
this.
except for your brows.
Yeah, my brows won't be naked because it'll be on TV.
Yeah.
So
Priorities.
exactly.
Excellent. So we got another. We're gonna have our editor-in-chief Jill come up.
Oh,
We're gonna
Jill.
transform her brows next. I love my brows. Keep the questions coming, guys.
Yeah.
I'll let Jill in the chair.
Jill, come on
Come into
in.
the hot seat.
The hot
Hi, guys.
seat.
Do you want me to take your glasses?
So it's so funny because everybody always, whenever they have glasses, they're like, "Do I have to fill in my brows?" Do you ever think about that? Like, do I have to fill in my brows?
Well, I kind of feel like with my glasses having a line right here that
Yeah.
the attention is drawn upwards, so
Bingo.
am I right?
You heard it. You heard it here first.
Not the
people.
editor-in-chief for nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. So you can see her brows. Now they're not filled in now, correct?
No.
So she has a really nice structure and a really nice base already, and you can see the different texture in her brows. Now, what we want to do for the holidays for Jill, but this can be really any day, is create this like modern, like effortless look. I'm kind of like a feathery brow texture. You've probably seen that around, right?
Yes.
So what we're going to do that is we're going to use a microlining pencil. We're going to use Precisely My Brow, but not just one of them. The trick is to use two of them. So the two different shades we're actually going to use, whoop, that was funny. The two different shades that we're going to use one color, which is number 4, which is her true match, and then we're actually going to use 2 shades deeper, which is a number 6, to create those little hair-like strokes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it sounds complicated, but I assure you, it is not. So first things first, you're going to go in with the true match, because we want to define the structure and the shape of her brow. So I'm going to go in, and basically what I want to do, I don't want to lose the texture that she already has, but I'm going to go in just along that base, and I'm just going to make these tiny little flicks throughout the brow. So you can see here where it gets a little bit more spotty. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to add that in, and you can see it starts filling in that area.
And you're following like the way the hair grows.
Yeah,
It looks like.
exactly. So you want to stroke these little flicks in that same direction. So it's always good to have your brows kind of combed in that direction, and then go in and add that structure, and just going in, just literally, you can see it's like instantly creating that tail. It's finishing that off, because this is the one thing, and I'll tell you, the tails tend to do a disappearing act on everybody. I don't know why. I mean, I think it's like a cruel joke from Mother Nature, but you don't really have to deal with it that way. Now, you can see we've given it nice structure. Now I want to go in and give it a little bit more. We want to, you can see the difference. You can see like the hair is dark, and then underneath you still see that skin. Well, we still want to see that, but what I want to do is take this Precisely My Brow in shade 6, and you can see it makes these tight little lines. So I just want to go in, and I'm going to add some of these strokes just in places that we want to like amp it up. So you can see like right in here, we're going to go in, and I'm just going to flick. Right here where we did that base, I'm going to take it and flick through. And again over here. So anywhere that it might be a little bit weaker, we're going to go in and just add a few more flicks with this deeper pencil. And the contrast between the two colors are really going to give it this nice natural shape and dimension. Just like you have dimension in your hair on your head, you're going to get dimension in your brows.
And you can kind of just use your best judgment as to where to put this darker color.
Yeah, you don't, this is the key. You know, that's a really good question. The key to really creating this look is to not have a continuous color from start to end. You want to have little spaces and little gaps, because you can see, like, if you want it to look feathery, then you want to leave those spaces. If you start filling in between, then you don't get that definition and that structure. The other thing you want to remember is when you go in, because again, you want to blend it. So we're going to go in and just gently like comb it in that direction that we made those strokes. Because watch what happens on my hand. If you comb with it, it just softens it. If you go this way, it starts to erase it. So you're losing all the definition that you created. So always blend in that same direction. But the last thing that we want to do is add a little bit of our 24-hour setting gel. So this is a clear setting gel, and it has this really cool wand. So they have this wand here for like the longer, coarser hair, and then we have a wand here that's a bit finer. And so I'll show you exactly how to use both of those.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go in and literally style that brow hair slightly upward. Because again, this is gonna give it that modern, feathery look. I'm going to go and I'll brush it. And what's great about this is it has like total flex appeal. Like, you know, sometimes you put like brow gels in and it's a little crunchy and crusty and they don't move and have any life. This actually keeps your brows very, very lifelike. Now, I went with that longer bristle this way. Now I'm going to go with that shorter bristle and adjust them and move them back into place. But look at the difference of the definition of one brow versus the other brow. So you can see where it's a bit weaker here and it starts to kind of do that disappearing act, which is normal, versus va-va-voom. I mean, honestly, put your glasses on for a second because I want you to really see this before we do the other brow. And Jill,
wow.
I mean, you're the editor here. You know what you're talking about. Visceral reaction.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Right?
Honestly, I spend 5 times more time on my brows in the morning, and they never look this natural.
Well, this,
now you'll
I mean,
be able
this
to
is
do
the
that.
thing. Yeah, you can really, well, learning moment. As soon as you're done here, go to Facebook, check this video out, and you'll see exactly what I did. And don't forget to hit the like button. No, if you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead and keep commenting below. I'm going to go in and fill in this other side. So just to recap about what we used to create this like feathery brow look, we did 2 different types of Precisely My Brow. So 2 different colors. So we did one that was a true match to the hair on her head. And then we went 2 shades deeper. That 2 shades deeper is going to create those lifelike, hair-like strokes throughout the brow. So I'm going to start with the one that's the true match. And I'm just going to go in. And again, this is like spot filling, people. You don't have to fill the entire brow. You're going to fill in where you want structure and where you want shape, because you want it to look natural. You want it to look effortless. Like I just woke up like this type of eyebrow, which no one really has.
Right.
But you can trick them. You know, that's the whole thing.
All about. That's what beauty's all about.
Exactly. Smoke and mirrors.
Exactly.
So we're going in and I'm just flicking it all the way to the end. So we're going in and leave those little lines. That's totally fine. That we're going to soften them up with this like the spoolie tool at the end. So you can see like we have these little lines on our brow, and you're going to look in your mirror at home and be like, what is that? But it's this easy. You take it, and since we made them that way, we're blending them that way. And now I'm going to go in with that deeper pencil, and this is not the deeper pencil. Just decided to fix it a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to go in with that deeper pencil, and I'm going to add a few more strokes. And again, it's literally, it has these little tiny grips on there. And you just hold it by those grips and you flick and you get those little hair-like strokes when you flick on the skin. Yeah. It's simple. And what's interesting too, the way this formula, I call this like the Goldilocks of formulas. It's like not too hard, not too soft. Right. So it's not like super scratchy where it feels like surgery. Right. And where you, like when you start to like put your first point of contact on the skin, it's always darker, which is great because that's creating like a faux follicle. You know what I mean? If you look at your brow hairs and you have those little tiny follicles, this is kind of creating that faux follicle effect. And I'm just going through every couple of like, I don't know, like millimeters and just adding a little bit more dimension and a little bit of texture. And you can even fake the length a little bit, right? Because sometimes that oversized brow is like a thing that people really want to do. So we'll take it. And that looks really gorgeous. Now I'm going to go in with Ready, Set, Brow. Yeah, we're going to lock it on. This is kind of like, think about this. Like if you paint your nails and like you get that top coat so nothing moves, that's exactly what this does. If you are afraid of like your brow product moving or shifting throughout the day, you can lock it on with Ready, Set, Brow. You just take this and literally coat that hair, and it doesn't change the color of the hair or the product, nothing like that. And it literally locks it on for 24 hours.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Would this technique using pencils that are your natural color and another that's 2 shades deeper work for someone with blonde hair and fair skin? That's a great
Absolutely.
question.
Absolutely. So all you want to remember, like with that blonde hair and the fair skin, is to go with a true match. So if you're a blind and you're looking at like our pencils in particular, you'll probably go with the shade 2. Now a shade 2 falls into our light category. Then you're going to go up 2 shades. So go from 2 to 4, and with that number 4 pencil, you're going to go in and just add those strokes as well. And don't be afraid to, like, honestly, go to a counter. They have the pencils there. You can try them. But then when you do, just remember to soften the look of those marks just by combing that in that same direction. Just comb it in the same direction. You have to see your finished brow. I mean, it is, I'm going to go in and do a little bit of tweak because I just actually see it now from the front side.
You want me to take off my glasses?
No way.
He's a pro.
Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now you can take a look.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love them. Look
And
great.
it does look like, this is what's so nice about this. It is beautiful. Sometimes I just need to stand back and admire what I've done here. But it is very effortless, right? And this is like a really chic, very modern way to wear your brows. I mean, if you look on like any social media, you look at anywhere, people are really styling it kind of like upward.
Right.
Just remember, like when you brush that hair up, go towards your hairline. So follow your hairline, and as your brows, like even like at the temples, I'm brushing outward towards that hairline as well.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think for this last look, we're going to really turn up the volume. And
Okay. Shake it up.
Yeah, so we're going to have editor, editorial assistant Jess in the chair.
Jess.
Jess, who we like to be our guinea pig for all of the craziest things, such as her beautiful hair.
I just found out she actually had her haircut on Facebook
Yeah,
Live.
it
She's
was
very
epic.
brave. Yeah, I love this. This is great.
So what are we doing to her brows today?
So with Jess, you can tell she does not shy away from drama. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit more dramatic. Now, I'm going to start on that brow. Yeah. So chin back. Yeah. I'm going to first start by, I'm going to show you what kind of brow she has to work with. She has really nice full brows already. There's a few strays down there. And when you're filling in your brows, if you have those, just ignore them. Pretend they're not even there.
Don't
And then,
squeeze them?
Yeah, then make a brow appointment.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I always
Don't
say
take
like
matters
leaving,
into your
yeah, precision work is for the pros.
Yeah.
If you figure out you have a toothache, you don't pull it yourself. So what we want to do is we're going to use Cabral. Now, Cabral is really cool. This is a cream gel color. So what's nice about it is it has this little brush that's actually like built right into the cap.
Aww.
So you don't have to like search around your makeup bag. But this is what it looks like. And basically, it's a cream gel. So inside, it has this really highly pigmented formula. So think about it like this. The cream makes it like glide on, and then that gel locks it on because this also lasts for 24 hours.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
good for New Year's Eve when you're
Exactly.
partying all night long.
If you sleep on your back, it might last for more than that.
Yeah.
But 24 hours, it definitely works. Now, the only trick you need to know about Cabral is the amount of product you pull out. So you just want to tap it in, and this goes for any cream gel. Just tap it in. Always test it on your hand at home just to see exactly how much is coming out, right? Then you don't have to worry about going in and getting like a big glob on your eyebrow. So I pretty much know how much I'm getting on my brush now. So tap it like you're tapping on this video right now. And then you're going to go in. And basically what you want to do is create structure along the base of that brow. All good brow shapes start at the bottom. So you've seen on all three of the models, or both of the models before this, that I've kind of started at the bottom and I've worked my way up towards the top. Now, that's because the bottom is what's going to define your eyes and really give you that base structure. So I'm going in all the way from that bottom of the brow, from the start, all the way down to the end.
It's almost like you're tracing
Yeah.
along the
It's kind of like a
brow.
brow shelf, if you will. You got to have something to put it on, right?
Yeah.
Brows are like your life. They need structure. What are your brows without structure? What's your life without structure? Who knows? Now, we've created that little shelf. Now, what you want to do is now take it and just work from that line that you created and start brushing product up into the brow.
I'm
So-
noticing a theme with our
Exactly.
movements, no matter pencil, cream,
Yep.
gel.
Always, here's the thing, work with Mother Nature. You fight her, she will come after you every time. So now I'm going in, I'm just pushing this in through those hairs that are already, again, we're pushing it through the hair and then right onto the skin. And the same for this tail. Now, the tail you want to kind of gently taper, and you can see it's a little bit fatty down here, which is okay. It's okay.
Whoa.
We like a fat tail sometimes. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. No one's ever said that to you before? But you guys can see. You're watching. Now, what you want to do is to create that gentle taper. So we have to go in and apply some on this skin here so we can taper out that brow. So it's okay. Like, it's kind of like a little dip. And dips are really normal when it comes to brows and brow shapings. Like, it's hair, people. It happens. Oh, hair. Now I want to go in, chin up. So you can see, I want to go in now, and I'm going to add that structure that we did on the bottom right along the top. And this is going to give it, like, really, like, nice drama. So I'm going to go right along that top and really connect those lines. And you can see, it gives it this really nice polish, clean, like one of those girls you see on Instagram and stuff.
It's like the ideal shape.
Yeah.
very
And I'm going to go in,
structured.
and I'm just going to blend it. I always like to have a little blending spoolie tool because they just, every makeup that you do looks better blended. It really does. Take a look at both of the brows. Look at like the difference. That's where we started, And this is where we ended.
Ooh.
Right. Yes. Slay it, sister.
You don't mind my crazy hair.
Actually, I
right
really like it. You're kind of like
So
my
cute.
hair muse right now.
Yeah, she's
It looks
everybody's
really
favorite.
good. Now, again, this is full on drama, but you don't have to get, like, even if you want to do something really light with Cabral, you can use that same technique. You can go in, create that shelf underneath, just like I did, that little brow shelf, where you go in and you literally create that structure at the base and then start pushing the product up through the hair. And that's a really light way of applying it. When you add that line on the top, that's where it starts to get a bit more dramatic. So if you're a little shy from drama, then avoid that line on the top,
Yeah, that's a good tip.
right?
The spoolie you use, it
Yeah.
looks like
Whoop.
a little plusher than other spoolies I've seen. Is it?
So this
special?
one, and if you mess up like I did, everyone, you can use this spoolie and blend it away before it sets. So I'm going to go in and I'll just fix that. But yeah, so take a look at this little spoolie. There's two different types of bristles inside. This is what you know, unfortunately, all spoolies are not created equal. This one has, the darker one is actually for blending, and those softer ones are actually for grooming the hair. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. And then I'll give it to you so you can hold on to it. But feel the difference in the brushes, and you can tell, like, some of them are soft, and some of them are really, like,
Yeah.
a little bit more stiff. So the soft ones are going to be for grooming the hair. The stiffer ones are for blending your makeup. So if you want it natural, start with this, and then just lightly take your product and start blending it upward. But we're going to match her up and go full on drama.
Yes.
And what is this product called again?
So this is Cabral. It's a cream gel, which is really nice. And it actually comes in like 6 different shades. And really, if you're looking at like how to pick out like your shade, what you want to do is basically look at the hair on your head. If you're a blonde, you're going to pick a lighter shades, like in our range in particular, it'll be like shades 1 and 2. If you're a brunette, you're going to go with shades like 3 or 4. And if you're darker than that, you're going to go with the shades 5 and a 6. And I'm actually using a shade 4 on her. You can see that she has a bit of like red in her hair. So I'm going with the shade number, I'm going with shade number 5. I lied.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a shade number 5. So we'll go and we'll complete this part of the brow. But we're going to take this up an even bigger notch in a second. So if you're like sticking around, you're like, what's this guy up to now? We're about to really add something really cool. Let me see you from the front. Okay, let me even you out. Got to get these guys even.
Yeah. Any tips for that? Because I feel like that's just like an endless struggle in my life. Is
Yeah.
for my brows to look the same.
Here's the tip. If your brows are uneven, just do this.
That's why I have this
And then
hairstyle.
you can't tell. But if you don't have that option, really, if you take a look in your mirror, can I see that brush again?
Yes, absolutely.
So if you just take a look in your mirror and you step back, you can always like measure your brows. So you can take it and from arch to arch, line it up like that and make a little dot, right? So you can make a dot with your brow product. So that way you know your arches are at the right place. But if you're kind of struggling to find those, what you will do is you'll brow map. You'll go into brow mapping. And so you can measure from the outer portion of your nose right across the center of the iris, and you see it touches that highest portion. And that was my problem, because I didn't bring this one out far enough.
Oh, look at this.
Right?
Problem solving.
Instantly. That's what we do.
Okay, so I have a question.
I love it.
Yep.
So I have crazy brows.
Yeah.
And one likes to stick straight up, and the other one is the good brow, which
Yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah.
How do you match those up when you've got one that hairs are going different directions?
Well, you know, it's so funny. I didn't even notice that at first because I'm standing on one side of you and not both. But one of the things that you can do, like, which do you prefer?
I prefer the one that curves.
Really?
Yes, the one that sticks straight up feels funny.
Well, then you know what? You need to fill this in a bit more. So if you fill this in and you like hide this piece of it, basically you don't want to see as much skin. Do you know what I mean? Like if you see the skin underneath, you see the direction that hair is growing. So just take your brows a little bit further in and then make sure that this is trimmed to that line. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So like you can see it kind of sticks over that line right now. Chin up. Or your other option would be, if you liked it the other way, you would take like a Precisely My Brow pencil, like this, and go in after you're done, chin up, and literally mimic those sprouty little hairs. So you can go in and do it either way. Because some people like the sprouties.
Yeah.
I personally like the sprouties.
I feel like that's
Crazy
very
brows.
in now.
It is.
Feathery look.
For sure. It is. And this is a good way to like wear like a brow like this. Now, let's take it up a notch,
Yes.
right?
Let's do it.
Let's like really like bring it home for the holidays, okay?
Are you
If
ready?
you want to show up in your
Always.
hometown and be the baller that you always knew you were, guess what?
Show those high school bullies who's boss.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. You're going to go full on glitter brow. Now, this is not for the weak at heart, okay? This is going to be something really like you want to do your makeup kind of like Jess here. Like you want to go full on makeup. You don't want to just show up with no mascara, no liner, no nothing. And there's like glitter brows. Yeah, they'll be
I
like,
have
oh,
arrived."
yeah, yes.
That would be one look.
Right?
Ew.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this glitter. I got it at a drugstore. Okay, it's like a drugstore glitter. It is made for the eyes. That's what's key. You don't want to go to like a craft store and buy glitter and add it to your brow because a lot of times those are made out of glass and plastic and it's just dangerous. So use something that's made for the eye. But this one I got it from Walgreens. And what do you want to do? After you fill in, you can go in and we'll actually just start adding this like rose gold glitter to the brow. Now, it's okay if it looks a little clumpy at first because I'm going to show you a trick. So really work it in. Get in there. Don't be shy. I mean, look,
If you're wearing glitter in
glitter,
your eyes,
yeah.
you're not shy.
If you're glittering it up, like
Go all the way.
exactly. So you're going to do it like this. You're going to go in, add it all over that brow. Then you're going to take your blending spoolie and then simply groom it. So we'll take this and give it that nice like,
That looks so cool.
right?
It's like out there, but I feel like maybe this is the beauty editor me speaking, but wearable.
Oh,
I
for
think.
sure.
And it also would set you apart in a sea of cat eyes and sparkly lids and bold lips. Like
I love
for the brow.
how you just said that. It is. It's like people look at you. She is making her family newsletter this year. I mean, we're always competing with our cousins and our brothers and sisters. You will win with a brow like this.
Well, her family is
Sorry,
watching.
guys.
They've checked
wow.
in.
Yes, good.
they know.
She's ready for Thanksgiving. So you can see, like, we take that, all the glitter brow. Now, the other thing you can do, like, you can always, like, the thing is like, you go into, like, the drugstores, and with these glitter brows and things, they have different colors. So, like, you can go on and, like, add a little bit of color like this. This is, like, really coppery. So you can go in and add, I mean, it's, like, really stunning. Like, all of these different looks. You can really, don't be shy. It's eyebrows.
And what's
people.
the name of the product you're using?
Um,
It's one of Mary's favorites.
We've
this-
talked about this
Yeah.
actually on Facebook
It's
Live
Revlon.
before.
It's
Mine.
Revlon. Photo ready eye art. Yeah. I mean, I literally, sometimes I just do like a flash buy at a drugstore and I'm like, well, that looks pretty. And I just grab these just for things like this. So you just go in, if you want to glitter brow it up. And you just literally coat all of it. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
There's no need.
And that rose gold.
Woo, that one almost
Ooh.
fell. Yeah, get in there. It's okay. Look at that.
I feel like this would be even pretty if you had light eyebrows for the
Oh, it would be
person who was asking
beautiful.
earlier about
For light
blonde
eyebrows,
hair.
this would be really nice.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're like, what is he doing?
I can't see.
This is the glitter brow. We never even showed you your brows before.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, you'll get the idea. You can go back and watch the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stays up for a while.
For all eternity.
Forever. So now I'm going to go in and just kind of work that glitter in. That's really pretty.
Gorgeous.
I dig it. I dig it. I have to show you now. Okay, this is the first time. She has not seen this yet. We have totally transformed her brow. She's a rock star. Check out her new album.
OMG.
Right?
Those are, and they're like, it's totally wearable. It's not
Oh,
one
for
of those
sure.
where I'm
This
going,
is your
oh my
holiday
God.
party
For sure.
For our holiday party.
I
coming
Yeah.
up.
What?
She's going to
Watch
wear
this
this
again.
until their holiday
Yeah.
party, which may be weeks away, people, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Someone grab me
matter.
setting spray. Stat.
Exactly.
Well, Jared,
Exactly.
people are very grateful for your demonstrations. They're saying you're a very nice young man.
Oh, thank you. That must be my mom tuning in. Hi, Mom.
All our moms will
Yeah,
become
exactly.
friends with
Well, thank you guys. You know, you can always count on these ladies here for tips and advice and to bring people like me in.
Hey, we love having you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming in today, Jared. And
No, thank you.
Guys, we'll post some information about the products you saw today. And if you have lingering questions, you know, hit us up in the comments and we'll try to get to all of them. But on behalf of Jess and Jill and Jared, I'm Mary. And thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks so
Happy
much.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.